Hi, Leo Tunapika. I'm Gatweri, and for this episode, we're going to make a one-pot chicken and potato bake, which we'll serve with a cabbage and apple salad. Sounds delicious? Yes, I bet it's gonna be very yummy. For this video, I've partnered with EAGM, and I'm going to use some of their products to make and serve my meal. What I love most about a one-pot meal, just from the name, it's everything is cooked in one pot. For this meal, we're going to use the oven, and I'll be using the Pyrex oval roaster for this dish. I'm working with chicken quarters, so that's the drumstick and the thigh combined, and potatoes. For the potatoes, I'm doing a mix of Irish potatoes and some sweet potatoes to bake together to achieve this lovely one-pot meal. And then for the salad, we'll work with some cabbage, apples, and some other vegetables to bring a very nice, refreshing salad to cut through the food that we are going to serve. And with that, let's get started. For this one pot bake, I'll start by making the seasoning. I'm going to make like a rub with spices and some few herbs, which will go on our chicken and on our potatoes and vegetables. So to start us off, I'm going to prepare rosemary. I have fresh rosemary, but if you don't have, dry will also do. So just putting them here on my cutting board. In my bowl, add the rosemary. As I said, this video is in partnership with EAGM, so I'm using their products. So this is Luminarc Bowl. Then I also have some thyme. The beautiful thing about this type of recipe, it's where it's like, this is like a guide. You work with the herbs and spices that you have on hand. For example, I would use paprika, but I don't have any. It just ended recently, so just work with whatever herbs and spices that you have. Then now I go in with the spices. This should be garlic powder, some onion powder, just a little bit of cayenne. I don't want it too hot because of my children. Salt. I'm adding some Garam Masala, totally optional, and some black pepper. Give this a mix. I'm also going to add some lemon zest. I'll start with prepping the chicken so that it can be absorbing some of the flavor as we work on the other things. Then you may be wondering why I haven't put some oil. I usually find this type of chicken to be very oily or fatty, so I don't like adding extra oil. Then juice of half a lemon. Go in with your hands. You can see the fat pockets here. So for sure it does not need. You can get some of that mixture under the skin. That would be amazing. I forgot to mention, once you start this job, start by preheating the oven. So this is done. I'll set that aside. This being a one-pot meal, I'll be using this oval roaster from Pyrex. I'm going to put all the details in the description or even on the screen and where you can get it. So there it is. Now I prep my vegetables. So I'm working with three types of potatoes. Well, two types. I'm working with sweet potato and the Irish potato. So for the sweet potato, I'm using this purple and orange one, then this one. So I'm going to cut them up. I'll try and cut them the same size so that they bake evenly. Add them inside there. The potatoes will form a bed for the chicken. And some onions. Just a rough chop like that. Don't want them to be so small. I'm I'm going to add 2 bell peppers, well, half of this yellow one and half of this green one. You can also add carrots, but cut them, let them be thick sizes. Remember the spice mix we made earlier, so I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of oil, because now this is for the vegetables. You want the vegetables to have some oil so that they cook nicely. Give it a rough mix, then put it over our potatoes and vegetable mix, and then now go in with your hands and massage. Make sure all that goodness gets to each and everything in the roaster. Then try to arrange them in a single layer. Might be a bit difficult, but at least ensure all the potatoes and the sweet potatoes are in one single layer. The vegetables can come on top. Then we take our chicken, we place it on top like so. Even the juices can go because everything is baking together. Let me wash my hands, then we put this in the oven. Look at that, beautiful. We're going to let this bake in the oven for about 45 to 55 minutes at about 210 degrees Celsius. The chicken, you want the chicken to cook fully through. The potatoes and the vegetables will cook through and become very tender. And yeah, see you in a bit. As the chicken is baking, we're going to make a salad, a quick salad to accompany this meal. Since it's a pot meal, a nice refreshing salad will do. I'm working with the ingredients that I already have. So I have some cabbage, I have a solitary apple that my daughter was supposed to eat, I have some carrots, I'm going to add an onion that is not pictured, and I have some cheese. This is some aged goat Gouda cheese. I'm using because I have, and I like putting this type of cheese in salads. And then I'm also going to use some walnuts. This packaging, this is some Reusable Ziplock bags. These are from Bon Appetit also. So I'll start by toasting this walnuts lightly, and then we'll assemble everything. To thinly slice the cabbage. For this, you just need your knife to be sharp. That's the only secret. For the apple, no need to peel. You just make sure the apple is clean, then remove the core. I also have some pecans. I've decided I'm also adding them simply because I feel the walnuts are few, so I'm also toasting this. For the apples, thinly slice like that. For this recipe, I would recommend 2 apples, and a green apple would also work well because of the slight tartness and how snappy, crunchy it is. We have the carrots. We're going to julienne them. So I want to make very thin strips. Half of a small onion, then again thin slices. Trying to mix everything together first. I'm yet to add the nuts and the cheese. Here are the toasted nuts, so I'm giving them a rough chop. For those who may be wondering, I'd stored my nuts in the freezer. Since nuts are high in fat content, you can freeze them and nothing happens to them. So I put them in this, close it, and then I put it in the freezer. You can do this using these bags, or you can use an airtight jar. I like the bags because they don't take up so much space. You can just lay them flat in your freezer. That goes the nuts. I should add more, right? Anyway, now let's make the salad dressing. We're going to need some olive oil, about 3 tablespoons, and as you can see, mine is over, and that looks like maybe almost half a tablespoon. If you don't have olive oil, you can substitute it with some vegetable oil, neutral oil. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here, making it 3 tablespoons. Then some apple cider vinegar, about a tablespoon. If you don't have apple cider vinegar, you can use lemon juice. This is a very simple vinaigrette. Salt and black pepper, freshly ground because that's how I roll. Cover, then shake to emulsify, like so. I'm going to give this a taste. Good. If you want to add some sweetness to your dressing, you can add a tablespoon of honey. So there's my dressing. Here's my salad. This is going to be our dinner, and we are like 1 hour to dinner, so I think I'll dress it now so that it can be getting all the lovely goodness from this from the dressing. Before that, let me put the cheese. For the cheese, I use a peeler to just peel, see, to get such slices. That's what I do for the cheese. This can also work with Parmesan, can work with what I'm using, which is Gouda. The cheese will add some lovely umami, saltiness also to the salad. And this cheese is also very creamy in taste, so just perfect. There. Then the dressing. I'll need to make more. Doesn't look like it will be enough, but now mix everything together. Let me give it a taste. I see whether I need to adjust anything. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. That's delicious. I feel it just needs a little more tartness. Maybe I'll squeeze some lemon juice. This is just a balance of some acid to bring this alive. Let me give it one more taste. I'm trying to taste everything in one bite. Maybe some vinegar. Yeah, someone needs to go shopping. That someone is me. Let me plate this salad. I will make another batch of dressing so that I can dress some more when you're just about to have it for dinner. But there you have my slaw. Interesting. Yummy. As for the chicken, after the 45-minute mark, I looked at the chicken, gave the potatoes a stir, and then I've added more time for them to completely cook through. So we'll check back in like 30 minutes or so. And we're done. So let me show you. I'll bring you closer at some point, but let me show you. Look. It's taken much longer than I expected. I don't know whether it's my oven, but it's taken about 1.5 hours to do this. And then in the 10 minutes or so, I turned on the broiler so that the chicken can get color. But let's give this a taste. Looks so beautiful. And my chicken, so let me serve it up. So here is my plate. Now to give everything a taste. I'm tasting this first. Very delicious. That 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes of allowing the skin to crisp up paid off. Now for the salad. That salad is just ideal for this kind of meal. It pairs very well with the chicken since the chicken is a bit fatty, and the potatoes, the starchiness, just delightful. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're here and you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to thank EAGM for partnering with me. If you're interested in any of the items that I used, I'm going to leave a link in the description box as to where you can purchase these items and many other items that EAGM have. And for the recipe, I'm going to leave a link to my blog, tunapika.com, where you can be able to find the recipe and replicate this at home. Otherwise, from me, Gatweri, kwaheri.